Today we're going to have a class which is related to communication, right? So, opening pictures here. Yeah, that's it, right? So, guys, this week we were supposed to have class yesterday, but for a silly mistake, I didn't enable the classes, so that's why you couldn't see it. So I had to change it for today, but no problem. Today we're going to be talking about, oh well, today and tomorrow we're going to be talking about communication or human communication. Ready? And especially what we call oral communication, right? So what the people say. And in this way, talking about oral communication and what people say, well, the name of this week it's Tell It Right. Yes, because we're going to be talking about what the people say, how the people talk. Hmm? And it is going to depend on a social environment. It is going to depend on a class economical environment. It is going to depend on your language. It is going to depend on a lot of different factors, right? So, guys, we are going to start today with a simple question. Let me just open it here. Yeah. And it's, well, actually, it's like a short questionnaire in which I'm going to ask you a little bit of your costumes, right? Guys, what do you normally eat at night? I know that it doesn't have anything to do about communication, but what do you normally eat at night? Tell me.
I really don't have a diet about what kind of stuff I eat at night, but usually maybe I could say meat, rice, maybe fruit or something like that.
Okay, so do you normally eat the same thing that you ate for lunch?
No, no. Well, sometimes it really depends on how many lunch we had done in the afternoon.
Mhm. Okay, okay, Daddy, very good. Thank you. And Emily?
Depends at the night. I some nights I don't really eat anything, but other nights maybe eat el calentado from
Yeah.
the lunch
Uh-huh.
or uh, cereal and nothing else.
Cereal with milk.
Yes,
Okay,
or
got it.
maybe some with yogurt
Oh,
with
with
yogurt.
yogurt. Yeah. Oh, that's a good
Yes,
combination. Cereal with yogurt. That's a great
yes.
combination. Good. Okay, my dear guys. Very good. Now, second question. How do you normally call your bestie? Do you know what is the meaning of bestie?
Mascota.
Best friend.
Best friend, right? Yes, exactly. So, how do you normally call your bestie? Like, what do you call him? Like, or her? Gorda, nene, amigi, or por the name, or how do you normally call her or them?
I call her if her name is Salome, so I call her Salo.
Salo. Mhm.
And no, I don't have any.
Any other nickname?
Yes,
Okay, okay. No, Salo is fine. Very good, excellent. Yeah, right. How do you what about you, Danny? How do you call her? How do you call your best friend, Mike?
Well, I usually don't have the custom to put nicknames to my friends, so I usually just call them for their names, like I don't know, Diego, Samuel, or maybe for their last name. But I won't say what is the last name because I think that that's something private.
Okay, very good. But for example, do you short their names? For example, to Samuel, do you call him Samu or just Samuel, fair and square?
No, I don't. I don't do this. I don't short their names. I
Mhm.
try to. I have the custom to call them for their whole name or for their last name completely.
Okay, very good. That's right. Muy bien, very good. Guys, question number three. When do you normally check your social media? In the morning, at night, after lunch? For example, I normally check my social media after breakfast. I have some time, so I normally check my social media after breakfast. And that's it. No more, right? The rest of the day I am super busy, so I don't check so much social media. What about you? When do you normally check your social
I
media?
I check their social media, eh, maybe eh, la mayor parte del día.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yes, because I used to in home, I
Uh-huh.
all the, the things I'm a student is online. So I have my phone in my hand all the time. So when I have the opportunity, I check the social media.
But of course, you have the temptation all the time in your hands. Okay, muy bien, Amy, very good. And Danny, what about you, brother?
Well, in my case, I don't have many apps of social media, um, as Twitter, Instagram, maybe Facebook. I believe that maybe the only app that I could think I have that it could be classified of social media, it's WhatsApp, and I believe that I check it in the morning, maybe sometimes in the afternoon when I'm used to go to sleep.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so you are very far from the social media thing. Okay, that's great, Daniel. Thank you so much. Well, very good. Question number four. Do you normally pay attention to your cell phone when speaking to a person? I mean, when you are speaking to a person, do you normally pay attention to the cell phone or do you completely ignore the cell phone when you are speaking to other people?
I try to ignore my cell phone because it's kind of disrespectful when I
Yeah,
talking with someone else.
exactly.
Because if I check my cell phone, I don't pay attention to the other person.
Exactly. Very good. Well, Emily, very good. That's very logical. Most of the people now they check their cell phone when they are speaking to you, and then they, of course, it's impossible to pay attention to both. So what they do is to ignore one of you. So if they pay attention to the cell phone, they ignore you. So it's a little bit, as Emily said, disrespectful. Very good. Hmm? And final question. Yeah. How often do you eat changua? Do you normally eat changua? How often? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? What do you think?
Never. I really like
Okay.
sangua. I hate it. I
Okay.
remember once when
Uh-huh.
I was a little
Yes.
and I want to I tenía que ir al colegio. In that morning, my mom prepared sangua for the breakfast, and my dad, como me obliged me to eat
Made
that
made
sangua,
made me eat it. Made me eat it.
make me eat it. So, casi la vomito, no sé cómo se diga vomita.
I almost throw up. Throw up, it means like throw up. Es un phrasal verb que significa como vomitar. Si dice, I almost
Yes.
threw up, porque pues sería en pasado. I almost threw up, right?
So, after that moment, I don't really eat sangua
Of-
anymore.
No, but of course you are traumatized with the changua. Yeah, that is never going to
Yes.
forget. Mm. Okay, very good, Emil. And Daniel, what about you, my friend? How often do you eat changua,
Well, usually I don't eat shangwa commonly. My mom doesn't make it frequently. Um, Mainly, he make the shangwa when it's my dad because he likes a lot this soap, and he, the changwa it's one of his most favorite plates. So no, I usually don't eat changwa, and I don't like
Mine?
so.
Okay, very good, guys. Well, these questions, as you saw, they have nothing to do with communication. They are not related with communication. We're talking about other different kind of things, but in this case, I'm talking about costumes, habits, right? Habits about feeding, yes, like alimentación, or habits about like relationship with others, habits about like your routine. And it's because when we talk about communication, the communication it is actually a habit that we have, right? For example, a person who normally uses bad words, you know what are the meaning of bad words?
Grosería.
Groserías.
Yeah, exactly. So a person who normally uses bad words, it's because the person has the habit to use bad words. It is not very common that a person that never says bad words suddenly starts saying it. No, it's not very common. So when we talk about communication, it is also a habit, right? For example, Daniel has the habit, or it is customary, yes, for Daniel, it's normal it is normal to speak slowly. And it's not bad. It's just his habit, right? He speaks very slowly, very well pronounced, like taking the pauses very correctly, no? So he speaks like very slowly. Now, for Emily, as I noticed, yes, for here, or for Emily, yeah, for Emily, it is not so common it is not so common to speak slowly. Yeah, she speaks kind of faster, like with more motion. Yeah, like, but there are two different kinds of speaking. It's not one correct or incorrect. It's just two different kinds of speaking. But we're talking about what it's normal or what it's not normal for the people. For example, for me, it is normal to speak fastly, but among everything, yes, for me, for me, speaking loud Speaking loud is normal. What is the meaning of speaking loud? Do you know what is the meaning of loud?
Hablar de
Como
forma
volumen
ruidosa.
alto, como las...
Ujú.
Como hablar duro, ¿cierto? Hablar muy alto. Yes, de volumen alto. So I am a teacher. So for me, speaking loud, it's normal, right? Maybe for you guys, speaking loud, it's kind of strange or it's kind of embarrassing. What is the meaning of embarrassing?
em, como embarazo.
Embarazoso, sí, exactly, que es como vergonzoso, right? So you said, uy, no, profe, a mí no, a mí me da pena hablar alto, a mí me da pena hablar duro porque, pues, for some people. Entonces, in this case, we're talking about habits or customs that we have. Well, here about other different topics like the communication with other people, but in general, it's talking about communication, yes? Guys, here we're going to have two different possibilities to describe this kind of sentences, right? We can say it as we did it before, like we said, for me, it is normal to eat lunch, to eat the same thing that I eat at lunch. Here, when we talk about what do you normally eat at night? For me, it is normal to eat the same thing that I eat at lunch. That's good. Or the other possibility, it's eating something light at night. It is not common for me. In one case, I use the verb in infinitive. On the other case, I use the verb in gerund. Yes. But in both cases, I am answering to the same question. So when we talk about habits, when we talk about behaviors, do you know what is the meaning of behaviors?
Como comportamiento.
Comportamientos, excellent vocabulary, dear. Yes, very good. So when we talk about behaviors, the things that we normally do, hmm, we're going to have the possibility to use gerunds or infinitive, depending on what I want to emphasize. How can we do it? Well, we're going to do it in a very simple way. Wait a second here. If I am talking about, or if I want to emphasize the action, for example, eating something light, yes, I am going to use the gerund, yeah, because the gerund it's going to start the sentence, eating something light. Or for example, speaking slowly. Vamos a cambiar, let's change the color. A ver, come on. Speaking slowly, speaking slowly. That is the action that I want to emphasize, right? Then I am going to use here normally, as I'm going to give an opinion, the verb to be, it's the one that is going to be more adequate for giving opinions. So I said, for example, speaking slowly is, hmm, and then my opinion. It is or is common for Daniel. Yes. Or for example, I don't know, speaking happily, like excitedly, like with more emotion, is more normal or it's more common. Let's say it's more normal for Emily. Yes. But in that case, I don't want to really emphasize the person. What I want to emphasize is the action that they are doing, speaking happily or speaking slowly, or having a lot of vocabulary, or I don't know, practicing. Emily, do you play an instrument? Do you play an instrument? No, no, it's not you.
No, teacher.
No. What do you do apart of um, studying English? What other things do you do?
Pues, me studying in the SENA, Operaciones de Comercio Exterior.
Okay.
I'm studying a foundation is called ROFE. Estoy estudiando desarrollo de software. ¿Y qué más? For
No,
the
that's it.
moment,
Good. Excellent. So,
nothing else.
so in that case, for example, something that it's common for Emily, that I suppose. So in my opinion, I think that programming should be I don't know, let's say should be familiar to Emily, right? So in that case, guys, what I'm doing is emphasizing of the action rather than on the person. Yeah, of course, then later I can introduce the person at the end, but I'm emphasizing that that action is easy or is difficult or is common or it's not common or is strange or is familiar or should be, yes, any kind of verb to be for the person. Ready? Hmm? Now, if I don't want to emphasize the person, I don't want to emphasize the action, but I prefer to emphasize the person, yes, then it's better to use this option using infinity, right? For example, I would say that for Daniel, Danny, what do you do apart of studying English, Mike? Do you have a subject of studying?
Mm, besides of studying English, I like to study philosophy and other kind of things, and even other languages.
Good, excellent. So let's say, for example, that for Daniel, talking about talking about Plato. Oh, sorry, my God. It's an example. No? It's probably he likes other philosophers, but let's say that talking about Plato, you know who's Plato?
Platon,
Yes, of course, right. So for Daniel, talking about Plato is, and then we can give the opinion, no? So yes, a uncomfortable or comfortable or fun. Yes. And that is the same way that we have here. Talking about Plato is the. But if I want to, and I continue emphasizing the action, yes. If I don't want to emphasize the action, but I want to emphasize like the feeling for him, yes, then it's better to use it, verb to be, and then the opinion. For example, it is fun to debate about philosophy. Philosophy. It is fun to debate about philosophy. While here, I would say debating about philosophy is fun for him, right? So it's the same way, but sorry, it's the same idea, but in two different ways, depending on what I would like to emphasize. The first one, it's using the gerund. Doing this is ta ta ta. And if I want to emphasize the person also for that person, right? But it's also possible to say it is that opinion. It is good, it is bad, it is funny, it is boring, it is interesting, it is exciting, it is disrespectful, it is respectful, it is customary, it is da da da, and then the action. Yes. And the same here, if I want to emphasize if I want to include the person that it's the subject of that feeling, good. But if I don't want to, it's because it's a general feeling. No. For example, Emily told me that there is one action about the questions that I ask that it's very disrespectful, and it's checking the cell phone while speaking to other person. That is not only for her or for me or for Daniel or for John. It's actually for any kind of person. Yes, most of the people, yes, like I would say 99% of the population is going to feel offended if they are ignored. Yes, so that's why I don't have to include or in that case, I don't have to include any kind of subject. I just said that checking the cell phone, wait, checking the cell phone, checking checking my phone while, oh, sorry, why, what is the meaning of while? I forget it why.
Mientras.
Mientras, very good. So checking my phone while talking to other people, while talking to others. All of that, todo ese chorrero súper largo, all of that is the noun phrase, o sea que is the verb in germ, but it's actually the subject. En realidad, todo ese larguero es el sujeto. Checking my phone while talking to others could be, and as Emily said, could be disrespectful, right? So in that case, I don't have to specify for whom because I consider that most of the people is going to feel identified with this sentence. So I don't have to say for Emily, not because Emily is not the only person who thinks that. I think the same. Daniel thinks the same. I think that Jones thinks the same. So in that case, it's like a general feeling. I don't have to include for who. Then how would you do this sentence if you want to do it with the infinitive part? The original was checking my phone while talking to others could be disrespectful. How could you do the same sentence but using the infinitive form? John?
For for the
Johncito había levantado la mano, come on. ¿Tienes preguntas o el ejemplo? Yo no te escucho, my friend, sorry.
Sorry, my
Yeah.
internet is. It is disrespect. It is disrespectful um, to talk with others while I am talking.
To check the cell phone
Or
while talking, to check the cell phone, because the action is checking the phone, right? This is as Daniel write it down in the chat. He says, it could be
to check.
disrespectful.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. It could be disrespectful to check your phone while talking to someone. Yes, or while talking to others. So in that case, what he did is just transform this sentence, checking my phone, into an infinitive to check your phone, right? But first, including the feeling. And the feeling here is that it could be disrespectful. So they say, okay, it could be disrespectful to, and the action is to talk well, to check my cell phone while talking to others. Ready? So look at the structures. Yes. If I use the gerund, first is the gerund as a subject, then the verb, which I know it's verb to be, pero no siempre is are, sino puede ser could be, should be, must be, so on. And then the opinion. Here, what I'm going to use is an adjective. Lo que voy a hacer acá es un adjetivo. Great, uncomfortable, comfortable, or depending the adjective that I want to use. On this structure with infinitive, it is similar, but I'm going to use here, I'm going to transport this part to the beginning. It is, and then the opinion, which of course this is an adjective. It is great, it is disrespectful, it is respectful, it is a good costume, it is considered a good idea, it is considered respectful or whatever. And then two, the action that I have here at the beginning, I'm going to put it here at the object. Two, and then the verb infinitive. For example, to check your phone while talking to others. Hmm? How do you feel, guys? Questions, more or less, difficulties, problems?
It's clear, teacher.
Yeah, is it great? Excellent. So I am going to find, yeah. Ah, well, good, excellent. No, no, give me 1 second. I am looking for the picture. Right here. Ready, guys. Over here, we're going to have some ideas. The first one is calling name to your friends, like gordo, gorda, lindo, linda, bebé, or calling different names to your friends. Yes. To debate respectfully, to answer fast text messages, o sea, to answer immediately the text messages. Chat during dinner, but it's basically the same that we did, that it's checking your cell phone way to get others. And to date two people at the same time. I mean, to have two couples, two boyfriends or two girlfriends, no? And listening carefully to others. So here we have, bueno, let's omit this one. Omitamos esta que ya le hicimos. So here we have 5 ideas. Select one of the ideas and tell me what is your opinion about that action. All of them are going to be related to communication also. Oral communication, written communication, cell phone communication, face-to-face recommendation communication. So select one and tell me what is your opinion about that action. Similar to what you did before with checking my cell phone while I talk to others. So for example, here is a chatting during dinner is considered is considered uh, a offense, a big offense in my house, right? So chatting during dinner is considered a big offense in my house. Talking to the other people or talking together, yes, is considered correct or is considered customary. What is the meaning of customary? Do you know what is the meaning of customary? Sorry, John, again?
Costumbre.
Exactly, very good. Yes. So, costumbre, muy bien. So, it's customary. Yes. Entonces, in that case, for example, Daniel already did it. So, he said, listening carefully to others is a good thing. Or it's a good thing to listen carefully to others. ¿No? Entonces, esta ya la usó Daniel. Listo, guys. John, Emily, select other and complete it with your opinion.
So some people say chatting during dinner is not good for your health.
That is also true. Yes, some doctors and some scientifics say that chatting during dinner, it's not good for your health. Very good. Okay. Uh-huh. Emily, do you have any other option?
With writing to people at the same time is bad because it is uh, you're cheating on them.
Exactly, very good. So dating two people at the same time, it is not good or it is bad because you are cheating on them. No? Well, guys, so I can see that using the gerund is very comfortable for you. Yes. But now we are going to use the others, but using the infinitive. Yes. So to debate respectfully, to answer fast text messages, and to call names to your friends. Complete one of those, but using especially specifically the infinitive form. Go ahead.
Infinitive, yeah.
Yes, please.
Some specialists say chatting no to chat No, no.
But one of the other three. One, two, or three. These ones we already used them, so no. So, or let's use one of the other three.
Some people are experts to answer fast text messages while they are watching the screen. I don't know. Maybe
But what is the opinion about that? What is your opinion, or what is the opinion of the people about that action?
it is something that maybe the some people search to have, like employers
Could be.
answering fast.
So, for example, in
It,
that
it
case, as John said, he said for employers, yes, it is necessary to answer fast text messages, right? So remember that we're going to have, when it's infinitive, we normally put that into the complement, yes, to answer text messages. And the first part, it's going to be use the subject, which is it, always, and then the verb, which in this case is the verb to be. It is, and then we have my opinion. In this case, necessary to answer fast the text messages, right? But especially John says for employers or for some people depending their job. Hmm? Please, the guys, very good. Emily, Daniel, what do you think about the other two?
For me, it is very normally to call my friends by his names.
Very good. So it is very normal to call my friends by their names, right? Por sus nombres. Listo. Muy bien, Emi. Very good. And Daniel, what do you think about to debate respectfully?
Debating respectfully, it's an important thing for the good convivence, I would say.
It's important for what, sorry?
The good convivence. No
Ah,
sé.
good. Excellent. But remember that, well, that you did an excellent sentence, but in gerund. Try to do the same sentence, but in infinitive, because look that the sentence is actually in infinitive. So try to use the infinitive form to create the same idea, because the idea was great. Just have to change it to infinitive.
It's important for the good convivence to debate respectfully.
Very good, my friend. It is very important for the good convivence to debate respect. Ready? So in that case, guys, these sentences are going to be very flexible because they have a lot of different possible changes or combination. It is, and then the adjective. It is good, it is bad, it is important, it is not important, it is necessary, it is not necessary, it is a good idea, it is not a good idea, and then to and the action, right? But of course, here we are focused a little bit on communication. It is a good idea to talk, it is a good idea to answer, it is a good idea to communicate, it is a good idea to call, right? But I can also use it for any kind of context in life. For example, you know what? We are talking about convivence, in a couple convivence, yes? So you can give me a recommend, teacher, you know what? It is very important to listen to your couple. It is a good idea to be special to your couple. Yeah. In that case, I'm not talking about communication so much, but anyway, I'm using the gerund and the infinitive form to give or to talk about human relationships in here, right? Behaviors that we have. As I said at the beginning, this is going to be related to behaviors, the things that we do and how we normally do it. Okay, ready? Bueno, my dear people. So that is the first part. Our second part is a simple review. It is a simple review about something that is pretty common to use, right? And I would like to know, guys, is it normal for you to gossip with friends? Is it normal to you? Is it normal? Sorry, is it normal for you to gossip up with friends or not so much?
Yes, it's normal.
Yeah, of course. For Colombians, most of us, not all of us, but most of us, it is kind of common to gossip with our friends. Like, I know, imagine that TTT happened and can be about our life or about the life of the other people, but it is normal for you to gossip, right? So, guys, for Daniel, it is not so common. It is not so normal. Well, but you know what is gossip, right? Do you understand what is the meaning of gossip? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, good. So, in that case, guys, listen, think, and tell me what was the last thing. Wait, let me just make another question here. So, what was the last thing you knew without wanting? You know what is the expression without wanting?
Sin querer queriendo, ¿qué?
Como querer, que sin querer, queriendo, ¿cierto? Sin querer, right? Entonces, in that case, what was the last thing that you knew without wanting? Do you remember? For example, in my case,
Um,
dale, dale, Amy, tell me.
in my case, a cousin is going to go to Europe with uh, con su sugar. No sé cómo se diga.
Oh my God. Espera, wait. ¿Quién? Who?
A cousin.
A cousin. A cousin is going to is going to Europe with. Is she a woman or it's a man?
Y eh, sí, con un nombre.
Okay, so two guys.
No, es
No,
una
one.
pluma
Yes.
y el hombre.
Okay, got it. So, so it's going to go to Europe with her sugar daddy. Okay, listo. But then, Amy, who told you that? Bueno, they didn't tell you directly. You overheard, yes? But who said the information? Who revealed the information?
I'm not sure. I listened it when it was talking for the phone, but I don't know who.
Okay, so, but you know that your mother said the information, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So there was my mom. Bueno, not my mom, but her mom, right? And that was the information that she said. What is the name of your cousin?
Ángela.
Oh,
Ángela.
okay, okay. So, listo, dear. Very good. So that is the information that you hear, right? When we want to communicate that the information was not given by us, but by other people, of course, here we're going to use something that I know that you know, but it's just a review, and it's called report speech. Yes. In this case, the report speech is repeating what the mother of Emily said. This is the information that she said, literal. Angela is going to Europe with her sugar daddy. That is exactly how the mother said, right? Bueno, we are going to imagine. So when Emily repeats the information to us, she's going to have to use a special structure, similar to what John was doing at the beginning. He said, some doctors said, or some doctors expressed. So in this case, we're going to have, depending the sentence, I am going to have one information, the information that I want to report, and the other part is the reporting clause. Here we're going to have the reporting clause. In the reporting clause, I am going to have two or sometimes three parts. The first part is the subject who gave the information. Who was the person who said the information? In this case, that was Emily's mother. Yes? Then we're going to have the verb. That verb it's a reporting verb such as, for example, said, told, asked, or mentioned, for example, any verb that can express that the person said something. And then,
Teacher, always in past.
no, not necessarily in past, usually in past, because it's when we say dijo que, right? Or mencionó que. But I can do it also in other different tense, right? In present, it's also possible. Most commonly in past, but sometimes also it can be in present, right? And also we're going to have the subject number two. The subject number two is the person who listens the information, the person who received the information, right? That is the reporting clause. And then after that, I am going to have the information that I want to transmit. In this case, the information, it's simply a gossip, ¿ya? It's a complete information, something that the person wants to tell, algo que la persona quiere contar. Si es algo que la persona quiere contar, here we're going to talk about an statement. Statement. Ready? Y un statement se reporta a través, porque es una oración completa, subject, verb, and complement. Here we have subject, verb, and complement, right? Ahora, imagine that no, this is not a request. It is not a statement. The information that Emily listened was that her mom, Emily, do you have brothers or sisters?
One sister,
One sister. What is the name of your sister? Sorry.
Tamara.
Xiomara.
Tamara.
Tamara. Okay, very excellent. So in that case, the information that she overheard, do you know what is the meaning of overheard? What is the meaning of overheard? ¿Tiene idea?
¿Cómo ser yo? ¿Escuchado?
Más que eso, Emi, es escuchar por accidente. O sea, como cuando, en este caso, por ejemplo, tú estabas normal ahí en tu cuarto y tu mamá estaba hablando por teléfono por toda la casa and you overheard. No te estaban hablando a ti, pero aún así escuchaste, right?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. So in that case, the information that you overheard was, Samara, clean your room. Clean your room. O sea, the mother of Emily o Emily's mother didn't tell any information, no le quería contar nada a Samara. ¿Qué hizo? Le pidió o le dio una orden, ¿cierto? Clean your room. In that case, we just have verb and complement. Esto solamente es para llamar la atención de la persona, como, oiga, le estoy hablando a usted, pero no es sujeto de la oración. So, when I am talking about verb and complement, we're going to report a request. A request, it's an order or an information or an instruction that I want to report. Yes. So depending on that, depending if I want to report an statement or a request, the information is going to be different. If it's a request, simple, we're going to include to and then the verb and then the complement. For example, perdón, Emily's mother told Samara to clean her room. That is all the report. Yes, she told her to clean the room. But when I have the other statement, yeah, which is all complete, I am going to use that, and then I'm going to use the sentence subject, verb, and complement. Yeah. For example, Emily's mother said that Angela was going to Europe with her sugar daddy, right? Just that in this case, this verb, it's going to change the tense. It's going to go back. Se va a devolver un tiempo. If the first sentence, if the sentence is, if the original sentence is in present, so the report is in past. If the sentence originally is in future, so the sentence is in present, right? Entonces, por ejemplo, she said, Ángela va a ir a Europa. Entonces, in that case, yo lo reporto como es que la mamá de Emily dijo que Ángela iba a ir a Europa. O sea que el verbo tiene que cambiar. Ready? We're going to continue with this part in the second class, o sea, tomorrow. We're going to continue with this about the report speech. Sé que es un tema que ustedes ya han visto, pero anyway, it's a good idea to report, yeah, to review it, to check it out, right? Entonces, guys, ¿qué tal con esto, con el report speech? ¿Sí está clara la diferencia entre request y statement?
Teacher, la palabra statement, ¿qué significa?
Como oración o afirmación, right? Simplemente es como una idea que comprende todo, o sea, toda la rama de la oración, sujeto, verbo y complemento.
Es
¿Sí?
como una declaración.
Exacto. ¿Sí? Entonces, simplemente, pero pues statement es, o sea, legalmente es como una declaración, pero pues es una oración que cuenta algo, o sea, que tiene todas las partes completas. Sujeto, verbo, complemento, tiene un tiempo verbal, ¿cierto? Puede ser en presente, pasado, futuro. En cambio, un request no. El request siempre está en infinitivo porque es una orden que se da. No sé, chicos, cierren el libro, por ejemplo. Eso es una orden, ¿sí? No está en ningún tiempo, simplemente es imperativo. Pero el statement es, por ejemplo, el libro tiene 200 hojas. Eso es en presente y es un statement. Entonces, la diferencia es que el statement siempre tiene sujeto, el request no. El statement tiene un tiempo verbal, el request no. Y el statement quiere contar algo, el request no. El request lo que quiere decir es ordenar algo o pedir algo, ¿cierto? Dar una instrucción como haga tal cosa. ¿Sí? Entonces, that is the difference between request and statement. Reportar request es mucho más sencillo porque el verbo, como les digo, siempre va a estar en infinitivo. No hay mucho problema. Pero reportar statement requiere que el verbo se devuelva a un tiempo. Entonces, por ejemplo, si la oración original es con is, el reporte es con was. Si el reporte, sí, perdón, si la oración original es con don't, el reporte es con didn't, ¿cierto? Y la oración original es con work, el reporte es con worked, ¿right? Que la oración original es con will, el reporte es con, ¿qué dice?
Was.
Con would. Would es el pasado de will. Que la oración original es con can, el reporte es con could, right? Que la oración original es con have created, por ejemplo. Have created. Solo cambio el auxiliar. El reporte sería con had created. ¿Ready? Entonces, mañana vamos a continuar con esta parte del reporte, ¿sí? Pero para que lo vayan viendo, lo vayan conociendo, report speech. ¿Ya lo habían visto antes? Sí, of course. ¿O no? ¿Never? Sí, yes.
This is my first time, teacher.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Listo,
In
no
this way, like
problem.
with in the grammar, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. No worries. So, if it's your first time, I am going to give you, please take picture to this image that I am opening right now, because this is the what? This is the chart in which I share like all the changes. Yes. Please take a picture of this, which is very important on the moment of making the report. Ready? Remember that this is only for the statements, not for the request, because the request is another thing. But the statements that they have a time, then we have to do it according to these changes. Okay, guys, questions so far, difficulty so far, any kind of thing?
Teacher, una preguntita,
Yes,
a question.
that of course.
When we use in maybe in the statements or in other sentences, linking words, uh, what are the common words we use here?
Depending. Here we're going to use depending. If it's an statement, we use that, but it's optional. If it's a request, we use to, but that is mandatory. Yes. These are the two prepositions, linking prepositions that we're going to use between the reporting clause and the information. Yes. So they are going to be connected through these two prepositions with to and with that. Okay.
Okay, okay, teacher.
Yes. Great. If it's a question, and we are going to check tomorrow the questions. Yes. It's possible that the connecting words are WH words or if it's a yes or no question. For example, the question is, do you like cine? Or do you like movies? Then the question is, the teacher asked me, me preguntó, asked me if I liked movies. Entonces, cuando reporto una pregunta yes or no, lo hago con if. Cuando reporto una pregunta WH, lo hago con esa misma WH. Where do you live? The teacher asked me where I lived. So it's using exactly the same WH that the person using the question originally. ¿Listo? Entonces puede cambiar dependiendo el tipo de oración que pueda tener. ¿Ok? ¿Ready?
Yes, sir.
Listo, very good. Emmy, how
Yes,
do you feel?
teacher. Thank you. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Listo, Johncito, no problem. Emmy, questions, difficulties?
No, teacher is
All
here.
good?
Thank you.
No, thanks to you. Okay, my dearies. So tomorrow we're gonna continue with our classes. See you tomorrow at 7. Yes, at 7. At 7 p.m. So see you tomorrow and have a wonderful night. Rest, sleep tight, and see you tomorrow here at 7 p.m. Okay? Bye, guys.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye,
Thank you.
teacher. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks to you.